listening to Loud on the Set with Kyle and James.
A level-headed movie critic meets a loudmouth movie cynic.
And action! All right, welcome back to the show. My name is Kyle.
This is James.
And today, James, what are we doing?
Yo, Kyle, we're gonna be doing that movie. Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yo, that was a good
So
movie.
we're going to talk about that one.
We're going with
Okay.
it. Yeah, that movie was awesome.
That was good. Okay, so you folks have probably seen this as well. So
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers going forward.
Galore.
If you haven't seen it, you can stop here, and come back and join us when you've seen it. But James, overall opinion, how did you feel about this film?
This movie was exhilarating. Not a scene wasted. Non-stop action. We have classic hero, classic villain. Hero gets the girl. Family safe. Kyle.
So
It's awesome all around.
it was
know?
awesome. So
Blew
much,
me away.
So much good visual type of action directing coming from. I mean, this guy's directed all the great action pictures.
Oh, yeah.
But all of the cinematography was so good. The fight scenes were choreographed so well, and even the love scenes were choreographed in they were almost like fight scenes themselves. It was really crazy.
Tasteful when they had to be.
Tasteful,
as well.
very tasteful.
Yeah.
So it was all very good. I liked that it took place on a major holiday. I thought that was a good added touch. So now this can be in your holiday repertoire of films.
Some people might say it tugs on your emotional heartstrings a little too much, but it worked. It worked, and it contributes to the story, the impact.
Yeah, it was. I mean, a little sappy at times, as it happens surrounding, the major holiday. But
you gotta love the juxtaposition of action, intense sequences, violence, and what is normally a tranquil time of the year.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
So overall, it sounds like we both liked it a
really
lot.
liked it.
So why don't we break it down? Let's hit it category by category and walk through some of the finer points. So where do you want to start? Where should we begin?
Don't we have to start with the hero?
Of course we do. Let's talk
main
about
guy?
this guy.
Oh, man.
This guy.
Well,
Are you kidding me?
Well, he's rough around the edges, Kyle, but saying this with a unblemished record of heterosexuality, thanks George Costanza. Good-looking guy. He's got his leather jacket is with him everywhere he goes. He's a risk-taker, bad boy. He doesn't put up with anybody's shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's disturbed. There's something going on under the surface, right? And it threatens everything.
Yeah, it's going to break through him at some point during the film, and we're going to see this transformation of this character, moving from this generic, grizzled action hero to something more, and then maybe he'll go back. Who knows?
Well, the drug problem is there, threatening his stability at every moment.
Very
Suicidal
true.
tendencies. We see him, with a taste for dog biscuits at some point.
Exactly, and he made it to the last day of his career before he retired. So it's with all those problems, now they can't consume him because he's right there. He's got, I think it was 2 more days to retirement, full pension. It's amazing.
So close. And what I thought was interesting is that he's quiet, he's brooding, right? But man, can he deliver a one-liner, Kyle.
Oh, man.
He's mouthy when he needs to be.
What was
you know
that
what I'm
one?
saying?
It was so good. It was in the last third of the film. He delivered it to the henchman guy. Wow.
Always bet on black.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking awesome. Let off some steam.
Right.
Remember when he threw the pipe right through the stomach of the bad guy and
my
he
God.
hit him up against the steam generator and boom,
Let
steam
off
was billowing
some
out.
steam.
Let
That
off
was
some
good.
steam. Oh,
I
it's
loved
just
that.
one after the other, Kyle.
But it's so interesting that the whole time you think you know what's going on with this guy, the rug gets pulled out from under you, just like a Shyamalan film, It's got that big twist. Turns out, the whole time he's been an undercover agent, this super spy.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
His wife didn't even know about it.
Balancing it on top of everything. His whole family thought he worked at the florist or something. Unbelievable.
So well done.
Unbelievable.
So well done.
Very good film. Okay, so we got our hero. That's the big build up, and the hero's journey. He's working towards stopping the villain. So let's talk a little bit about the villain. Good choice in casting, I must say. This actor's really hot right now, so that was a good idea to bring him in, get some star power on the role.
Absolutely, he plays the perfect Euro terrorist scumbag.
Yeah.
Drug dealing. You think he's doing one thing, next thing you know, he's dealing in barra bonds. But at the same time, he's got massive cocaine shipments showing up at the
and
docks.
he always talks so eloquently, you know, with that accent that's hard to regionalize. It's somewhere in there.
He's somewhere in one of those Eastern blocks.
Right.
You know, right? Yeah, he's cool and collected. Like you just said, he's in control at all times. But man, you gotta love when he starts getting frazzled, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a psycho underneath that cool exterior too. And when he takes the machine gun and just starts spraying it up in the air because he's so pissed off.
Starts raining down just on everybody. It's
insulting
crazy.
and hitting his own henchmen because he's losing it because the hero's sticking it to him, Kyle.
But once you learn about his backstory, I think that's what starts to make it really interesting. All of the abuse as a child, of course, all of the upbringing in the most horrible environments around the world. I mean, he was born in this terrible nature, and it nurtured his growth into who we have here.
So of course he's going to migrate to the special forces when he becomes older.
Absolutely.
Who else would accept him with all of his anger and his angst and his need to carry it out? So you know, he serves in the special forces. And Kyle, that wonderful twist that of course he served alongside the hero in the Black Ops, so he knows his fighting style.
Unreal.
He knows his technique.
And they both, there was that mission that they went on. They were over someplace in the Middle East somewhere, I can't remember, and they were doing something nefarious, of course, and the 80s action montage, you know, starts. They throw on the headphones, they look at each other, they nod, they pull out the guns, they cock the gun at the same time, you know, and they just launch into this this wild guitar riff, explosions all over the place.
Awesome.
And then they play it again later and show you the dichotomy afterwards. That was really interesting.
You know what I thought was interesting too, Kyle, is that the villain, you want the hero to thwart the villain in the end.
Absolutely.
But you can't forget that in the past, when they served together in Black Ops, that the villain saved the hero's life. I mean, he gave himself up. Well, not fully, right? I mean, he has the amputation.
Right.
But, you know...
At the end of that scene...
What a conflict.
They got to the end of that.
Unbelievable.
Solidified their relationship forever. And then unbelievable that all these years later, they'd encounter each other again just after a routine drug bust of one of his lower-level guys, and then they end up seeing each other again.
Yeah, it's always some dirtbag that ruins it for the villain, isn't it? Some big mouth that just can't keep it together. He's hooked on the product, you know, and it's always like that.
But you know what I thought was amazing about this film was all the money went into the production, of course, and the hiring of these big stars. You could tell the screenwriters pretty much did this for fun, and it's a good thing it turned out well, because that was a gamble. But taking the filming of this movie all around the world, showing you all these amazing things, and how about those cars? I mean, come on. Made James Bond look silly.
If you mention the car, if you're mentioning vehicles, Kyle, how can we ignore the jump?
Yeah,
the jump.
The jump!
Awesome, Kyle.
Oh
awesome.
My God.
A bus, fully loaded bus. I don't even know how many tons.
Fully loaded.
From one part of the highway where a chunk of concrete is missing, probably like a good 150 feet long.
Yeah, it was at least a football field.
And you don't know it, and the bus takes off. Somehow it catches fucking air, and it manages to gain air in mid-flight,
you know,
and stick the landing, Kyle. It stuck the landing.
It looked like
awesome.
It defied physics, but when they went back, they said they did no CG for that scene. They did it with all practical effects.
Amazing.
The way that the bus hits the lip on the that cement that was upturned was enough to actually give it the lift it needed to make that whole stick. So that was unbelievable. I really enjoyed that scene.
But Kyle, since we're still talking vehicles,
of course,
man, I love when the hero, he's chasing the plane down the tarmac. I know, you know, it's not a driving vehicle, but it's a plane. In that moment, it's driving.
It's driving.
And of course, he's got to get on the plane before it takes off, because the girl is on there.
Yep.
It'll take him to his family. And so what does he have to do? He has to climb on the landing gear. And then the thing starts taking off, and he's clutched onto the landing gear. And then the landing gear starts being raised up into the plane.
You think he's going to get crushed up underneath there, but he's able to sneak in. And it's amazing because all through all of that, his cover did not get blown. The villain still thought he was pulling off the heist that he needed to do. He had all the diamonds he was carrying with him hanging on the underside of the plane. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. That set piece to me was, other than the end fight scene, perhaps the best.
So we talked about the cars, but I think now we have to talk about the girls. I mean, could they've gotten any more beautiful women to be in this film? I mean, it seems just incredible how they amassed all of this talent here, and talented actresses and actors in this film.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. But the lead girl,
The lead girl,
outstanding.
well, her entrance, Kyle. The slow climb out of the pool.
Oh yeah.
Dripping, of course, the bikini.
Right.
Boy, did she look good. You know, at first,
A little cliched.
a little
I
cliched.
thought,
Yep.
but they did it tastefully. You know, she still had that strong feminist appearance before. You know, later on, of course, going through the motions of this film and meeting the main character. How could she resist this hunk of guy?
How could she?
here?
And
So-
I like the fact that, unlike other movies, this movie, the girl didn't really have to go through that phase of being the dumb, scared, ditzy one. Kyle.
Right.
She leaped into the strong, I'm capable. I'll drive the car in reverse up the parking route, the parking ramps. Right. I'll drive
Exactly.
in reverse if I have to. I'll take the gun off the driver's side seat and start
Yep.
shooting at the corrupt cop that's chasing him down the highway. I'll do it all. A lot of times in this movie, right?
Yep.
The girl has to go through like a learning curve where she's jittery and she's scared and easily like spooked by
Oh yeah, she gets carried around by the main character all the time.
Yeah.
Help me, help me.
over the shoulder
Yeah,
fireman
exactly,
style and all
right.
that stuff. Excellent lead
Oh
girl.
yeah, I
here.
mean, right after she gets out of the pool, she walks over and that guy says something derogatory, of course, and she just punched him right in the face, and he fell in the pool. And of course, that was hilarious because it was, you know, doing some slapstick comedy here. But
Absolutely.
a really nice touch in addition to her character. I thought that was great.
Excellent.
But on top of all of that, that she is also a PhD in rocket science,
Awesome.
and how they tied that into the plot of the film.
Perfect.
Unreal, you know, because of course they had at the end. We already talked about spoilers, but we're constructing that big rocket, you know, and she was instrumental in making sure that that thing was not going to take off. So that was good. That was really good.
Excellent. Well, Kyle, I wanted to introduce this topic.
Yes.
here. Since we're talking characters, we'll stay on characters for a minute.
Absolutely, yeah. Characters are what the film's all about, right?
That's what the film's all about. The hero's partner, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, you gotta love it. You know, we've talked about the hero, right? Dashing, risk taker, doesn't take anything from nobody, kicks ass, and all that stuff. But his partner, the perfect level of anxious nervousness. He's a conservative family man.
Right.
He's got to look out for what's best for him. He's the one that wants to please the police chief. Remember that?
Exactly
You know,
right.
with certain looks and an eye roll here and there towards his partner. But the police chief comes down heaviest on him because he knows, the police chief knows if I crack the whip, the partner will obey. The hero won't. But man, he's got a retirement account. He's got a 401k to look
He's
after,
stuck,
or his
you know?
pension, I should say, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got a family to take care of. You know, he's always yelling, "You crazy son of a bitch" to his partner. But you got to have the partner there. He's the level-headed one that every once in a while say, "You know what? I'll drive."
Right.
We have to just get there. We don't need to fly through the friggin' sky.
And his story was so interesting. He started on, on the other side of the tracks. He had to work his way through school. Had to take everything that he got by taking it. He had to do every part of the work to get what he got. Totally discredited by everybody. Of course, racially profiled, of course.
Yeah,
And that was just awful. The stereotypes that they throw at him. And to come out on the other side of this, saving the world, making it a better place for everybody. And then just walking back to his family afterwards and
But
calling it a day.
What's really also terrific about the level-headed partner is that he knows the real moment when he has to take that badge, Kyle, turn it face down,
Right.
and say to his partner, "We're not cops right now."
Oh,
It gives me the chills every time.
'Cause that's
I've
the
watched it
one-
a number of times.
You've seen it a couple times. That was the one time that he basically broke character.
Correct.
He understood what it would take to keep his family safe, to keep his partner safe, to keep the whole world safe. And he laid it down.
He laid it down.
He made a choice, and it was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
I don't know if I ever had to make that choice. I don't know if I could do that.
I don't think that I could.
Oof.
It took a strong individual to
Give
do
him
that.
a lot of credit. He earns the happy Christmas ending with the family.
Oh, of course.
He earns it.
Right.
Awesome.
And it's amazing that we started off on Easter and made it all the way to Christmas. The plot of
I
this
know.
film had to take you worldwide, so of course we'd hit every single continent. How about the scenes in Antarctica? And they filmed them on location. It was unreal.
That's amazing to me. The submarine bursting through the ice, him jumping onto it and sort of ambushing some of the henchmen before they can get the hatch open. Opens up the hatch, they're staring down him. Boom! Chucks the grenade down, slams the latch shut. and you just hear a billowing boom.
So my favorite part of
And
that
it says,
scene,
"Can it?"
can it? Oh, that was so good.
Awesome.
Was my favorite part of that film. Kind of like the car jump we were talking about earlier. The penguin, when he rode on the penguin, slid down the slope,
Oh,
avoided all the
shit.
bad guys. That was amazing.
Woo!
And then just goes right into the icy water, and you think, can he hack that? You know, is he going to be able to take that? Of course, he's going to be able to take that.
Awesome.
He's the lead character.
Yeah, man, he's the hero. He's my hero.
Oh yeah.
But
Absolutely.
Kyle, let me tell you something. As much as I was on an emotional high for most of the movie, don't forget that when the original partner to our hero died in the elevator blast, disarming the bomb,
right,
being taunted, if you will, by the terrorists.
This was the flashback, right? Yeah.
Yep. You think he's in the clear. You think he's clipped all the correct wires. But they didn't know that another bomb was rigged to have the elevator slab on the shaft. Peace out. That was really sad.
It was sad.
They played it well.
Especially because they chose a really kind person to be in that role. They built up his character. I mean, they gave him all these qualities. They even chose some star power for that role, and he was only on screen for like 2 minutes.
I couldn't believe he agreed to it, but
he was billed on the front of the film. If you've seen the posters, they've got the big, the
skyscraper with their heads around it,
and he's on one of those posters, and he's there, and he's billed on it. So you think he's going to be there the whole time? He's only in it for like 2 minutes.
Nope.
And then he's out. That was amazing.
Sad.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it's amazing. The critics and the fans alike have called this probably the greatest action film ever made. Everybody's been pretty stoked about this. It's nominated for, I think, almost every category you can be nominated for a live action picture at the Academy Awards. It's pretty incredible. So any other things about this film you thought brought it into contention to stand up there with the best of the best?
Well, the fights and the quotes I have. You know?
And it's amazing how the film basically relies on that,
It does, and it carries the way through. The quotes are as hard-hitting as every karate chop and every kick to the jaw, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
I like that the hero and the villain have the same basic ninja kung fu training, because then their final battle scene is a lot of parlay, like a lot of parrying of hits and blocking. Anyway, every hit from their training, whether it's a kick or a punch to the jaw, hits just like all their snappy one-liners, which is really the key to every good action movie as well.
Oh, exactly. Like when he took the guy and he threw him down the hallway and just like kicked him, and he slid all the way out the door, and he said that one's for takeout. That was good.
Awesome.
This orders to go, you know?
Or when he took the axe, and this wasn't with the main villain, but he split the guy's head open and said, "Now you've got a splitting headache."
Oh,
my God. Or when he's got him dangling off the cliff and he says, "I thought you were going to kill me last." And he just, lets go of him.
There he
I
goes.
lied. As the bad guy's plummeting down the cliff, I lied.
And
Simple.
it's amazing because you couldn't write this, and have people, produce this film. You couldn't. They had to bring all of these actors in. They had so much faith in the vision of this director, who also co-wrote the film. And they had so much faith in it, they actually performed most of this live in the pitch meeting, just with each other, so that they could actually portray these lines, so they could get past, the cliche mark. Somebody would invest in it. And boy, I'm glad they did.
Yeah, it paid off.
It certainly did. Okay, so James, we can pretty much wrap it up right here by saying I think this was one of the best films I've seen all year. But let's give it a grade like we do with our other reviews. James, what would you grade generic action film?
I'm giving it an A, Kyle.
A solid A?
Solid A for action.
So I'm going to give it an A-. And here's why. Here's why. Because...
Why?
The sequel's already been pitched, and they've said it's going to be better than the original.
And with these movies, Kyle, the sequel is always better. Up the body count, up the explosion count, up the number of cars, up the number of girls.
Yup.
We're looking at
Mafia coming up. It's going to be a big undercover, Mafia sting. That's from the trailers, but also part of it is going to be in outer space. That rocket at the end of the film.
That's right.
Coming back into play. They didn't write it off.
God.
Fantastic screenwriting. And I just can't say enough about this. But I want to go see it again. I've
seen it twice. Yeah, I
You've seen
told
it
you that
twice?
already. Yeah.
Okay. let's go see it again.
Let's go.
I'm down. Let's do it. But that's going to be it for us today. So thank you all so very much for listening. Generic action film. You can catch it online. It's still in the theaters, as we mentioned. They released it online as well, which is very nice of them. And it'll be out on DVD, Blu-ray, all those formats pretty soon, a couple of months.
Pretty ubiquitous. You'll find it everywhere, people.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it already, you've got to be among the, how many millions of dollars has it taken in?
Oh, it beat out The Force Awakens for the highest-grossing film ever in the universe.
Chances are you've seen it.
You've probably seen it.
All right, here we
you've
go.
probably seen it already, of course. But
Lots of times.
But thank you again so much for listening. Let us know what you think. Have you seen this film?
Let us know what you think
Let
of it.
us know. Tell us what you thought about it. loudontheset@gmail.com. Send us some info. You can check us out on YouTube and iTunes, Loud on the Set with Kyle and James. I'm so excited about this film. I can't wait to see it again.
I'll go with you.
Go see it. Let us know what you think and enjoy.
See you later.
And cut.